Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Coventry United TV, broadcasting live from the beautiful Victoria Ground. Liam Cook with you throughout today's broadcast here on Coventry United TV. It's been a couple of weeks, hasn't it? It's been a couple of weeks since our last broadcast. Oh, damn that snow and the rain. You know what? Weather in general can just bog off. So we've had so many postponements. I'm having withdrawal symptoms this season. It's that bad. But we are finally here at the Victoria Ground, one of my favourite places to visit for a blockbuster encounter between Worcester City and Coventry United. I bet you thought it was all Bromsgrove, didn't you, here at the Victoria Ground? No, Worcester City ground sharing here until their new ground is built, which hopefully isn't too far off. We've got to say, best wishes to Worcester City. They've had some very difficult times recently. They've dropped a couple of divisions to come into the MFL Premier Division this season. So best wishes to Worcester. We hope they find a new permanent home very, very soon. And also, there's no incentive for me to see Coventry United win because Worcester beat Coventry City at the Rico a couple of years ago in the FA Cup. So yeah, Red and Greens, please complete the double. Please, please, please complete the double. Coventry United, of course, beating Worcester by 2-0 back in August. So they will be looking to complete a league double over the Blues today. Let's get you straight into the team news, starting with the Red and Greens of Coventry United. Starting in goal, number 1, Rich Morris. And I've got to say, the headband is gone. I repeat, the headband is gone. Rich Morris has had a haircut this morning. The long hair is gone. So's the headband. And I've got to say, I'm glad because we're going to need a hair net sooner rather than later. Elsewhere, we have Coventry United, number 2, Ben Valance. 3, Tom James. Number 4, Niall Rowe. 5, Jamal Clark. 6, Kyle Barnett. Number 7 is Lewis Rankin. 8, Gip Musa. 9, Chris Cox. 10, Shaquille McDonald. 11, Rob Prinzel. On the bench for Coventry United, Dominic Elaney, Kevin Thornton, Aaron Opoku and Josh Cook. And for Worcester City, number 1, Nathan Vaughan. 2, Tyler Weir. 3, Jamie Smith. 4, Mark Smith. 5, George Forsyth. 6, Nathan Hayward. 7, Matt Burley. 8, Brad Birch, the captain. Number 9, Lee Hughes. 10, Dave Reynolds. 11, Alex Tompkinson. And on the bench for the Blues, number 12, Jamie Baldwin. 13, Matt Gwynn. 14, Becky Halil. 15, Wayne Thomas. And 16, Jordan Stoddart. And by the way, there will be a minute's silence before today's game. A long-standing steward for Worcester City has sadly passed away since their last fixture. So we at Coventry United will be joining Worcester City in a minute's silence dedicated to the memory of the much-loved steward. For those who have been to the Victoria Ground or listened to previous coverages or seen highlights of previous matches, the Victoria Ground does have a sizable gradient going down towards our right-hand side. Worcester, of course, playing their home fixtures on the Victoria Ground this season, so they'll have good knowledge of this. But Coventry United also playing a FA Vars match at this venue a couple of months ago, which ended in a 1-1 draw, so they have experience here as well. And we'd like to thank everyone for joining us here on CUTV. There is actually coverage of the match on BBC. I think they're giving coverage of that, but this is the place you want to be. The players make their way onto the hallowed turf at the Victoria Ground. Coventry United brought an end to their long-standing winless run last time out against Shepshed Dynamo. They look to capitalise on that victory against very difficult opposition in Worcester City. Just one side have stopped Worcester from scoring this season, and wouldn't you know it, it's Coventry United. The Red and Greens look to complete a league double over their rivals today. It's Coventry United and Worcester City live on CUTV at the Victoria Ground. We'll be going through the team news once again here on CUTV following the minute silence for the steward who passed away a few weeks ago. So we will be going silent. We hope you at home will be joining us. As we say all the time here on CUTV, football without fans is nothing, and football without volunteers cannot happen. So we'll be respecting a minute's silence for the steward who has passed away here at Worcester City. Well, thank you for everyone at home who was that minute silence along with us here on Coventry United TV. Right now to the action. The Red and Greens looking to seal a league double over Worcester City. Not an easy thing to do. Just 4 teams have beaten Worcester this season. It just so happens Coventry United are one of them and are the only side in the MFL to keep a clean sheet against Worcester City this season. Right, straight into the Blues starting lineup. Number 1, Nathan Vaughan. 2, Tyler Weir. Number 3, Jamie Smith. 4, Mark Smith. Number 5, George Forsyth. 6, Nathan Haywood. Number 7, Matt Burley. 8, the captain, Brad Birch. Number 9, Lee Hughes. 10, Dave Reynolds. And number 11, Alex Tompkinson. On the bench for Worcester, number 12, Jamie Baldwin. 13, Matt Gwynn. Number 14, Becky Halil. Number 15, Wayne Thomas. 16, Jordan Stoddart. And for Coventry United, number 1, Rich Morris. 2, Ben Valance. 3, Tom James. 4, Niall Rowe. 5, Jamal Clark. 6, Kyle Barnett. 7, Lewis Rankin. 8, Gib Musa. 9, the captain, Chris Cox. 10, Shaquille McDonald. Number 11, Rob Prinzel. And on the bench for Coventry United, number 12, Dominic Elaney. 14, Kevin Thornton. 15, Aaron Opoku. 16, new signing, Joshua Cook, signed from Stourbridge this past week, former Swindon Town striker. He'll be hoping to make his debut today as we are underway now at the Victoria Ground. Coventry United kicking from left to right as Worcester kick us off. And it's all the way back to the goalkeeper, Rich Morris, who, as we said, has lost the headband. He's had a haircut this morning. It's a good job. If that hair had grown out anymore, we would need a hair net rather than a headband. The ball now with Morris between the sticks for Coventry United. Blasts it clear. Pitch at the Victoria Ground is a little bit weathered, but it's certainly better than some of the grounds that we've seen. I mean, Shepshed Dynamo, their pitch was absolutely torn up last time out, and that's actually affected their game against Coventry Spinks today. Their game's been called off at Butthole Lane. Challenge made by Rob Prince, where it's switched towards the left-hand side with Jamie Smith. And a ball down the left-hand side, no one there. Barnett plays it to Gib Musa. Challenge made by the number 8, Brad Birch. It comes back to Barnett. Lobs it forward for Chris Cox, met in the air by George Forsyth, the player of the month for Worcester City, but it's won back well by Gib Musa. Now it's Rob Prinzel, through ball for Valance. Intercepted in the nick of time by Alex Tompkinson. Drills his way past Lewis Rankin and lays it off for a teammate. And a skewed ball down the right-hand side by the centre-back. I believe that was Nathan Haywood. And it will be a United throw. Valance up line. Cox. And it's followed away by Haywood again. Throwing not too far from the penalty area. On the right flank for Coventry United. It's taken by Ben Valance. Rankin in support, as is Cox. In towards Cox. Cleared again by Hayward. This time kept in by Valance. Volleys it into the net, and out comes the goalkeeper, Nathan Vaughan, to make a simple catch. Vaughan, of course, part of the Worcester City squad that beat Coventry City in the FA Cup a couple of years ago. One of just 3 members of that squad in the first team today. Burley was into the area, and well, Tompkins was crawling for it at the far post, but not the best of crosses. Goes out of play, the near post for a throw-in. So a goal kick, I should say. What am I talking about? Throw-in. Goal kick to Coventry United. And don't forget to join us tomorrow for live coverage of the Birmingham FA County Women's Cup as Coventry United ladies travel to Wolves Women. Hughes calls for offside. Referee says no. Calling for the ball again as Matt Burley makes progress down the right flank. Hughes lets it run straight to the path of Jamal Clark, who made a great impression on his debut against Shepshad a couple of weeks ago. Musa. Rankin tries to find Chris Cox wearing the number 9 shirt today, but it's returned to the goalkeeper by Jamie Smith. Blasted clear by Smith. Morris. Under pressure here, but he was able to distribute the ball to Niall Rowe, the mainstay in the team since his arrival last month. Not the best of goal kicks then, as he lobs it down the left wing, drifts out of play and out for a throw into Worcester, taken quickly by Tyler Weir. Worcester have got to get the ball away here. They're quickly closed down by Lewis Rankin. Out wide to Smith. Now Tompkinson. In goes Valance to try and win the ball back, but it's Tompkinson all on his own. Down line to Jamie Smith. First time cross, and that one goes straight over the crossbar and out for a goal kick to Coventry United. Around 5 minutes gone at the Victoria Ground. It remains Coventry United 0, Worcester City 0. Live coverage of this match with Liam Cook here on Coventry United TV. Don't forget to hit that like button on YouTube if you are enjoying today's coverage. Leave a comment below with your feedback. Subscribe to Coventry United on Twitter for exclusive football news and content. And of course, we're on YouTube as well. Subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/Coventry United TV. Highlights of this match will be available this evening. Surging run from the number 7, Matt Burley. Birch, the captain. Roll to the left wing with Tompkinson. Tries to cut in. He's got Valance for company. Low cross and stabbed away by Kyle Barnett. McDonald volleys it over to Chris Cox. McDonald, of course, scoring both goals against Shepshed. Cox making his return to the team but loses out to Birch. Tyler Weir. It's into United territory again. Great skill there by Matt Burley, but the second touch wasn't as good as the first. Unfortunately, he volleys it out of play for a throw-in to Coventry United deep into their own territory. We'll be keeping you up to date with the latest goings on at the Amex Stadium, the FA Cup 5th round. Coventry City away at Brighton and Hove Albion. As far as we know, it's still 0-0. Lee Hughes, former Coventry City striker, tries to roll it across to Reynolds. Intercepted by Coventry United defender and cleared. Back where it came from by Worcester. Valance to Musa, offside given against Tompkinson. Kick blasted clear by Barnett. Handed up rather than forward by Cox. Tries to get on the seconds. Smith. Now Hayward. Trying to dribble out of danger. He's found a bit of space now in the centre of the park. Rolls it across to Brad Birch, the Worcester captain. Sends Tompkinson on his way, but that way was a little bit too long. And that will be a goal kick for the Red and Greens of Coventry United. Looking to seal successive wins. Only in recent times with the victory over Shepshed last week, but also successive wins over Worcester. A 2-goal win was at the time our highest viewed video on CUTV ever until the Coventry Spinks match came along. It's still number 2 on the all-time list with over 1,400 views. McDonald battling for the ball, but ultimately out muscle. He's not the biggest of men, Shaq. Vaughan comes out and he's got to deal with this one now as it's Chris Cox battling for the ball with Vaughan. Free kick given against Cox as he tries to blast the ball away from the goalkeeper. And a few crosswords between Cox and a Worcester defender. Cox had every right to go for the ball. The ball was free. It was on the edge of the area. Vaughan couldn't handle it. So Cox had every right to go for it. The referee feeling that he used excessive force to try and get the ball, which I tend to agree with. And by the way, there has been a 15-minute delay at the Amex Stadium due to travel issues with the Sky Blues fans, so the game hasn't kicked off yet at the Amex Stadium. Burley. Weir stabs it up, nodded away by Niall Rowe, picked up by Tyler Weir again, bounces ugly, but he brings it under control. Now Forsyth. Tries to stab it through for Lee Hughes. Jamal Clark is there to pick up the pieces and fires it away for now. And it will be a throw in deep into Worcester territory for George Forsyth. And in fact, the throw was taken what a way away from where it was intended to be. Long ball forward, done over by Tomkinson. Tries to flick it on for Lee Hughes, who had halted his run and went the other side of his teammate. Well, a real wasted opportunity there. If Hughes had continued his run, he would have been clean through on goal. Would have had a perfect opportunity to give Worcester an advantage early on. But Hughes' change of tack costing Worcester an opening goal. Hughes, of course, a familiar face to people from Coventry for the right and, unfortunately, for the wrong reasons as well. Rowe fires it towards the back line of Worcester. They can't deal with it. Chris Cox brings it to her, but he's quickly challenged, slides in and takes the ball away beautifully. But it will fall to Jamie Smith. Cox is back after an absence of a couple of games, suffered an injury against the RAF last month. So throwing deep into United territory, taken by Valence. Now Carl Barnett, hasty back pass to Rich Morris, and back to Barnett after he was closed down by Lee Hughes. Barnett thumps it forward. Also have it in possession with Forsyth. Smith searching for Hughes, nodded clear by Rowe. Bit of head tennis going on between the red and green. It's eventually controlled by Birch and onto the right hand side with Tyler Weir. There's space on the right flank for Burley. He's found Burley, has he? No, he hasn't. Rowe will shepherd that one out of play. Great defence there by Niall Rowe. A rare clean sheet kept last time out against Shepshed. The defence has been a huge pinpoint of criticism for the red and green faithful in recent months, but had they got it right, it's been strong enough so far. There have been a couple of hairy moments with Carl Barnett and Rich Morris having a couple of dangerous back passes, but it's not anything that Worcester haven't done so far. Rankin nods it on for Shaquille McDonald, scoring twice against Sheffield last week. Lovely ball to the right-hand side. Lofted pass for Ben Valence. Closed down, but he may try and get the cross in. He does. He'll fall to McDonald at the edge of the penalty area, but Worcester will make the clearance and volley it away. Now Dave Reynolds, the top scorer with 19 goals. His pass is charged down by Carl Barnett, and the referee gives a foul, saying that Barnett was grabbing the number 10. I've got 6 of one and a half dozen of the other from where I'm standing, but the referee's in charge. That's why he's wearing the black shirt and I'm up here with a camera. Jamie Smith with the clearance. Switches the play well to find Tyler Weir on the right flank. Burley tries to return the ball, but it's blocked by TJ Tom James, the ex-Watford fullback. Attempted lofted ball for Lee Hughes, but Coventry United bring it under control. Rob Prinzel driven past to find Rankin in the centre circle. Run being made there by Tom James. Finds the left back in a lot of space on the left flank. Covered up by Weir. Takes him on, cuts inside. As James, he's blocked off by George Forsyth, trying to do too much there. Now also look to bring Lee Hughes into the game. He's not the quickest Hughes, and he'll be beaten to the ball by Kyle Barnett. Bit of a push there by Lee Hughes. Certainly a push in the back on the defender, Kyle Barnett. Referee says no and gives the throw into Worcester City. They'll continue with the throw. Lofted pass for Lee Hughes. He's offside now, but the United management incensed. They feel it was a push in the back by Lee Hughes on Kyle Barnett. There was certainly an outstretched arm. I mean, physicality is fine, but was it a deliberate attempt to push Barnett off the ball? It was certainly a contentious one. And there's bad news for United, as Tom James is currently down on the left side of the centre circle. We've had about 11 minutes gone here at the Victoria Ground. It's Coventry United drawing 0-0 with Worcester City. Live coverage on Coventry United TV with Liam Cook. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheRealLiamCook. Of course, CUTV on Twitter at CovUnitedTV. The game at the Amex Stadium in the FA Cup 5th round between Brighton and Coventry City is about to kick off. There has been a 15-minute delay there due to some travel issues for the away fans. And of course, if you missed today's team news for Coventry United, the team news is as followed: Morris, Valance, James, Rowe, Clark, Barnett, Rankin, Musa, Cox, McDonald, Prinzel. And also on the bench for the Red and Greens, a potential debutant, former Swindon Town striker, Josh Cook, has been signed in the last couple of days. Former Wolves youngster, made 4 appearances for Swindon as well. He's been signed from Stourbridge, so warm welcome to Josh Cook, hoping he has a good debut. Well, Tom James has been asked to lead the pitch for now. He looks okay, so he should be able to return to the pitch as soon as the referee allows it. Free kick taken by Rich Morris for Lee Hughes' offside call, nodded away. Reynolds nods it on for Lee Hughes, he's onside this time. Taking on Niall Rowe, it's Hughes, through ball for Reynolds, and it's covered off by Kyle Barnett. Crucial interception for the Red and Greens. Valance takes it around Tompkinson and darts forward. There's space on the right for Lewis Rankin, but a collision between Smith and Valance. Referee says no foul. Worcester will continue, but it's offside given against Dave Reynolds. And again, Coventry United unhappy as they feel their player was impeded. But in fact, it's the Worcester man, Jamie Smith, who's taken the worst of that one. And it will be a free kick for Coventry United for an offside against Reynolds. But it could have gone either way in terms of a free kick. Well, again, Smith seems okay. And by the way, we should be pointing that Tom James has returned to the field of play. He is back on the pitch. And now his opposite left back is down injured. And in fact, there's going to be an early change as Dominic Elaney is preparing. So a change within 15 minutes for the Red and Greens as Dominic Elaney is going to make his way onto the turf at the Victoria Ground. I can only assume it's going to be for Tom James. I've got him. He looks okay. Doesn't look as if it's anything untoward, but a few stretches trying to figure out if he's okay. But it does look as if James's afternoon is going to be over, and that is a real shame for Coventry United. But Elaney is a very attacking player, prefers to play up front actually, and on the wing. And indeed, it has been confirmed. Tom James replaced within 15 minutes. And Dominic Elaney will take his place.
Substitution for Coventry United, number 12, Dom Lane. To place number 3, Tom James. Number 12, Dom Lane. Number 3, Tom James.
So in fact, it's going to be Elaney on the right-hand side. Ben Vance will switch to his natural position of left back. Vance has been playing at right back for recently. But he'll be switching over to the left of a 5-man back line for the Red and Greens, with Dominic Elaney as right wing back. As Rich Morris blasts this one clear towards Chris Cox. Cox brings it to earth, but Tompkinson comes away with it. In fact, it's Burley, actually. Actually, no, it's Tompkinson. Birch. Smith's clearance blocked by Cox. Mark Smith clears. It bounces away from the strikers. It will be Kyle Barnett on the ball now. Plays a 1-2 with his goalkeeper, Rich Morris. Barnett closed down by Reynolds. Pass bounces over to Lewis Rankin. Prinzel sends it forward. Smith heads it up rather than out. It's cleared by Jamie Smith. Offside again against Lee Hughes. Well, you can understand why Hughes is trying to get every yard that he can. He's not exactly a spring chicken. So he'll be hoping to get as many yards as possible in order to get the run on the Coventry United back line, but it's not working at the moment. The offside trap working beautifully for the Red and Greens of Coventry United, who haven't played in a couple of weeks. 2 matches in a row called off at the Butts Park Arena simply because of the amount of standing water. I've been told that the pitch of the Butts is looking good, but it's just the standing water that's the issue. Weir ends a Coventry United attack by nodding it clear. Matt Burley runs into Gift Musa, who fires it out of play for a throw about 5 yards into Worcester territory. Throwing taken on the right flank. Now it's with George Forsyth, the player of the month for Worcester. Weir wants the run, puts it through for Reynolds. Spins and was hoping to find the teammate in the penalty area. No one there. Made the pass before looking. And it will be in the grateful grasp of Rich Morris. Volleyed away by the ex-Tamworth keeper. Cox beaten in the air for once. It's not every day you see that. Smith beating him in the air. Now it's over to Tyler Weir. One of 3 players in the squad from the famous victory over Coventry City a couple of years ago in the FA Cup. Up towards another Sky Blues man, Lee Hughes. He nods it on, hoping to find Dave Reynolds, but it's into the grateful grasp of Rich Morris. The throw catches Barnett off guard and allows Tomkinson onto the ball. Lays it off for Reynolds. Hughes at the far post, shoots towards the far post. It's met in the air by Niall Rowe. But Coventry United gifting Worcester the opportunity with a hurried bit of play. Another encased in their own backyard, but some great skill by Valance, Rowe and Musa. Spares the Blues of the red and greens, and that's Rankin lobbing it forward. Cox is onside, plenty of space on the right hand side. McDonald at the far post, Eleni in there as well, and it was nearly an own goal as it slid out of play by Mark Smith. Well, the centre back had to do something with Shaq McDonald waiting at the far post, and Laney in there as well. But he had to get that one right, an inch or two to the left. And that could well have been the first goal of the match, scored by a Worcester player in his own net. Low corner by Rankin. Rowe lets it go. Half clearance, but it's fallen to Chris Cox. Out wide with Rankin again. Oh, that Rankin lets it roll off his shin and out of play for a Worcester throw. A wasted opportunity for the red and greens. As we head towards the 20th minute, it remains Worcester City 0, Coventry United 0. Live coverage on Coventry United TV, exclusively on YouTube. And Laney sends that throw straight into the crowd here, the Victoria ground. Of course, Worcester ground sharing with Bromsgrove Sporting while their new ground is built. They've just got planning permission for it. Of course, a difficult few years. Worcester selling their old ground, simply not being able to build the new one because of a lack of funds. It's been difficult for Worcester. They are on their way back up. Forsyth onto the right flank with Matt Burley taking on Ben Barnes, who switched to the left hand side. And wasn't far away from going all the way in. A lofted cross from the right hand side, drifting over the goal, but not by much. So Morris will take the goal kick. Well, beating Worcester is going to be no mean feat for Coventry United. Worcester are the joint highest goal scorers with 62 in the MFL Premier Division. Also have the joint highest goal difference along with their landlords Bromsgrove Sporting. United are in 12th place after a run of 8 matches without a win. All the way back to Vaughan in goal. Vaughan clears. And it's over the head of Reynolds, and Niall Rowe tries to shepherd that one out of play. Has to keep it in as Lee Hughes is right behind him. Clears it upfield. Now Rob Prinzel across to Gift Musa. Space on the right for the substitute. Dominic Eleni on for the injured Tom James not long ago. Trying to find Shaquille McDonald, but he out-tricked the striker, but he has got the ball back. Musa barged off the ball. Referee says no foul. United have possession back with Prinzel. McDonald, first time pass to Rankin, but it's cleared by Mark Smith. Hughes will keep it in and keep the play moving with Matt Burley. The counter is on for Worcester, but it's caught from behind by Ben Vance. Niall Rowe in front of him because he's got past both of them. And a striker goal blocked by Jamal Clark. Now Musa looks to clear. Surges forward, down alert by Nathan Hayward. Referee says free kick. The Worcester fans on the far side not happy at all with the decision, but it was a clear grab at the midfielder. They got really moan about that one. Of course, video highlights of this match will be available tomorrow morning. We said this evening, actually, earlier on, but it will be tomorrow morning, simply because we've got another function on tonight. As we get the ball back. So we have 20 minutes gone. It remains Worcester 0, Coventry 0 in the MFL Premier Division. As Morris lines his clearance up, blasts it clear towards Chris Cox. Cox dives to avoid a challenge from behind, and the referee calls for a foul against Cox. As Hayward was forced to the ground. Next time we're on air here on Coventry United TV tomorrow with live coverage of Wolves women versus Coventry United in the Birmingham FA County Cup. Hughes will give chase to that loose ball on the right hand side. Keeps it in, lobs it towards the penalty area, chested clear by Rob Prinzel. Now Gift Musa, caught from behind by Dave Reynolds, which impairs his run. Good challenge made. Reynolds goes for the spectacular, and that bounces straight into the hands of Rich Morris. He's not going to catch him out from there. Morris, a wise old head, equal to that one. Cox jumps for it. McDonald, and he's taken out. He had to get the ball there, Mark Smith. McDonald had got past that last defender, he would have been straight through on goal, and knowing how clinical Shaq can be, we probably would have seen the first goal of the match. Hayward. Up line for Burley, tried to let it run, but he's let it run straight to Niall Rowe. Now it's back with Morris, blasts it clear before the midfielder can get there. Tyler Weir. Cox gets stuck in, wins the ball back, but commits the foul in the process. Too much physicality, according to the referee, and the ref wants a word with Cox. No doubt there was intention to go for the ball there. The referee feeling that Cox did a little bit too much in trying to get to the ball. I don't think this would be a yellow card. It didn't look like a yellow card challenge to me. And in fact, the referee agrees. The goalkeeper, Nathan Vaughan, will come to take this free kick about 10 yards inside Worcester territory. But it won't be in their territory for long. As Vaughan sets up for the set piece, all outfield players inside Coventry United's half. Lobs it in. Lee Hughes is in there and just glances over the head of Lee Hughes. Any sort of clean contact would have sent it goalwards. And with Morris off his line, who knows where that ball could have ended up if it had a bounce off Hughes' noggin. Morris's clearance. Away by Weir. Rowe keeps it in and blasts it up line, hoping to find Shaquille McDonald, met in the air by George Forsyth. Volleyed away by Brad Birch, the captain. Hughes is there, beaten in the air by Jamal Clark. Now it's with Gift Musa in midfield for the Red and Greens. Clark keeps it away from Hayward. Rowe on the left flank, and he's chipped it towards Ben Vance, but it's over Vance's head, and out of play for a throw-in deep into Red and Green's territory. Also have a good chance here. Here's Dave Reynolds, hoping to score his 20th goal of the season today. Hayward, flicked on by Lee Hughes. Reynolds on the right flank, cuts in. It's Reynolds, and it's well saved by Rich Morris. And Tomkinson at the far post couldn't prevent it from going out for a corner. Outstanding reflexes by Rich Morris to deny Worcester's top scorer. But it will be a corner kick for the home side. The first meaningful effort on goal that we've seen today, and what an effort it was. Corner to be swung in from the left-hand side. Plenty of blue shirts in there. It's towards Hughes on the near post. Nodded clear and volleyed not only over the goal but over the stand by Alex Tomkinson. Well, it may have been all right in a game of rugby, but sadly, it's the wrong sport. United next in action next Saturday away at Worcester. You can catch that game live on CUTV. You won't hear it anywhere else. Coverage from 2:45 p.m. They're pushing it back on Chris Cox. Referee says no, there was clearly two hands in the back from Forsyth. Worcester will continue, but to no avail. Long ball into the box, caught easily by Rich Morris, and Morris not happy with the referee's decision. I tend to agree with him there. There was clearly two hands in Cox's back by Forsyth. Forsyth wins the header. Reynolds nods it on. Darting forward, Matt Birchley tries to roll it to the number 8. Now it's picked up by Tomkinson. Worcester on the verge of entering the penalty area. Hayward. Burley again. And Cox gets in there, and so it was Vanches to say getting in there, winning it back for Coventry United. Counter run with Lewis Rankin, and a slide from behind by Brad Birch, the captain. That could well be the first yellow card of the match. And in fact, the referee is going straight to the book, a yellow card. Clipping Rankin from behind, didn't get the ball. Only one decision the referee can make in that situation. Collection of red and greens fans behind the goal. United are attacking. They're hoping to see United complete a double over their hosts. It's going to be Ben Balance to send it goalward. Cox tries to get up there, but Jamie Smith only as far as Dominic Allaney. Cleared by Mark Smith. Nodded on by Lee Hughes, and there's plenty of space on the right-hand side for Birch. With a lofted pass by Reynolds, blocked by the I think that was Gift Musa. You have to continue to push forward, but it's intercepted by Jamie Smith. Tyler Weir spotted on the right flank by Matt Burley. Reynolds, space work on the right flank. Clark comes across to cover him off. Hughes in there. As it's Tomkinson, it comes to Tomkinson, nodded towards goal. Hughes, clear push on Dominic Allaney, and the referee agrees. Hughes sends it goal, it flashes across the net anyway. Now, what we hear from the Amex Stadium, Brighton are fully in control in the FA Cup 5th round match between Brighton and Coventry City. We'll keep you updated with the scoreline. It remains 0-0, but it is firmly Brighton in control. They've hit the post recently as well, so it may only be a matter of time before the Sky Blues concede. Barnett. Long pass intended for Chris Cox, met in the air by Mark Smith. Musa. Across to Niall Rose, stabs it on. McDonald will give chase, he won't get near it. Here's Tyler Weir. Now Hayward. Onto the right flank, lovely spin by Burley. Looking for Reynolds, cut off by Clark. All the way back to Vaughan in goal for Worcester. It goes over the head of Reynolds, straight to the chest of Jamal Clark, making his second competitive start for Coventry United. Clark. Now Rankin, a sea of blue and white blocking his path. Spots Valance in space on the left-hand side. Headed by Valance straight into the chest of George Forsyth. That's Worcester with Nathan Hayward. Weir. That's United doing the pressing. With the pass down the right flank, deflected out of play off Ben Balance for a Worcester City throw. Half an hour gone at the Victoria ground. Worcester City 0, Coventry United 0. United's intention to stay firm in midfield, stay firm at the back, a 5-man back line for Coventry United this afternoon. And the Worcester fans not too happy as one of the United players kicked the ball away. Up line towards Reynolds. Browns gets a hand in it, but not a decisive header. It's picked up by Jamal Clark. Rolls it to Carl Barnett. Hughes right behind him. Down to Niall Rowe on the left side. Valance sends McDonald on his way. Shaquille McDonald. Out comes Vaughan. And Vaughan blasts it over the stand on the far side. It was a race against time, and usually when it comes to races, Shaq will win them. But Vaughan getting there first and ending the immediate danger, but it will result in a throw-in for Worcester City. Vance's throw, it's a poor one, straight to Hayward. Now it's Worcester on their way. Hughes wants it through, and a great slide by Barnett to halt the run for now. It's Tompkinson on the ball, on the left flank. Hughes in space. Will he get the cross in or go it himself? It's Lee Hughes, tries to cut in. Barnett gets to the ball. Hughes has gone past though. It's Yi Hughes across the face of goal, blocked, and Elaney makes the tackle and wins it back for Coventry United. Hayward in the midfield. Lays it across to Tyler Weir, sends it back into the danger zone and nodded towards goal by the captain Birch, but it's horribly off target. And a sustained period of pressure comes to an end for Worcester City. United have rode it out, but Lee Hughes proving that despite his advancing years, he is still a major goal threat. And we've just got some breaking news from the Amex Stadium. There has been a goal in the FA Cup fifth round. Brighton 1, Coventry 0. Lacadia, the record signing for Brighton, making his first start today, scoring the first goal at the Amex. Brighton 1, Coventry City 0 at the Amex Stadium in the FA Cup. Back to the action here at the Victoria ground. Onto the halfway line on the left flank with Jamie Smith. Across the Forsyth, playing at centre-back, can play midfield as well. Tyler Weir, looking for some options in the penalty area, but there aren't none. They're all waiting on the edge of the box. Valence makes intercession, but Weir wins it back. Was back to the box, trying to get himself into a crossing position. An opportunity now for a striker. Goal! And side netting! Matt Burley with a ferocious hit straight into the side of the goal. Wrong side of the net for Worcester's liking, but a signal with intent from the home side. United retain their clean sheet for now. For how much longer? It has been Worcester with the more efforts on goal, and that's not the best of kicks from Rich Morris, probably the sun getting in his eyes. United are attacking towards the bottom of the hill, so you would think this is their best opportunity of scoring a goal. Would a 0-0 be a good result for Coventry United? You have to say on recent form, you'd probably say yes. Worcester, of course, beating title-chasing Kozel last week. As the ball rolls to Morris. In goal. Clark, closed down by several Worcester players, distributes it to the right with Kyle Barnett. Rankin. Good challenge, but it's bounced off of Tompkinson and back to Lewis Rankin. A lovely lofted pass by Prince with the fine Niall Rowe. Closed down by the Worcester number 7, Burley. But Jamal Clark strides forward. Look at this, a mad run by Clark. Down the left-hand side for Chris Cox, who takes a stumble and loses out. And a promising move comes to an end for Coventry United. Now it's Jamie Smith. Cox is still going. He'll run himself into the ground if he asks him to. Elaney takes it away from Tompkinson. Dominic Elaney now striding towards the box. Several blue shirts in front of him and not too many red ones. His attempted pass to Rankin cut out. And now it's Jamie Smith on the ball as Worcester look to bring this game back under control. Plays a 1-2 with Tompkinson up the left flank for Lee Hughes to give chase. It should be easy pickings for Kyle Barnett. Well, it was. He's forced Hughes to the ground. Hughes asking for the free kick. Referee says no. Is in fact given the throw into Worcester City. Barnett's not happy. He feels it should be a United throw. Well, I initially thought it came off Hughes. Well, both managers aren't happy about that. Lee Hughes, of course, one of the assistant managers here at Worcester. He wants a free kick, and United want a throw in. So you can't please some people, can you? And a poor cross by Alex Tompkinson. In fact, it was blocked by Gift Musa. Out of play for a corner kick, so Worcester still have an opportunity to get it in the box. But you can tell Hughes still not happy about that free kick decision. It's Hayward to take it from the left flank. We've had about 35 minutes remains goalless, but for how long? Plenty of blue shirts in there. It's towards Hughes at the far post. Lee Hughes heads it up and punched away by Rich Morris. Morris leaping like a salmon. But there will be another corner to contend with. Hughes is in there again. Gets a touch on the ball kick. think everyone on the pitch, apart from the linesman, thought it was a corner kick. It's a low one to Dominic Aleni. First time strike! Blocked on the line by Hughes. 0 Coventry. New live stream for the second half here on the Coventry United YouTube channel. Plays a 1-2 with Lee Hughes. It's Dave Reynolds into the area. It took a deflection of Jamal Clark. I think that was Reynolds again. And it will be a goal kick for the Red and Greens of Coventry United. It will fall to Kyle Bunn, his head, and towards Morris. He will waste a little bit of time with the ball.